wish you could go back in time and change something? I am right there with you. It's easier said than done. American physicist Milton Erickson said, quote, "People do not come to therapy to change their past, but their future," end quote. Now, this is what I think when I picture that quote. You're going to your first session of therapy. It's raining, it's pouring, there's no sunlight. You go into your therapy session, you're scared, you're cautious on what you want to share or what you do want to share. But when you come out of that session, there's a little bit of relief. And when you look up at the sky, once you get out of your session, there's a hint of sun out of those clouds. Maybe we had a rough week at work. Maybe the loss of a family member. Or maybe it's just good news and we want to share it with our family and friends. We all just want to be heard. I have personally experienced therapy and the benefits of therapy. I did my own research on what it would do beneficially for me, what I would take from therapy, and is it gonna help anything at all? I was very cautious when doing my research. Having currently been in therapy for 1 year, I probably wouldn't have looked into therapy unless I had a reason to. For me, it was the loss of my mom. But before that, it seemed like there was no reason to go. But now I'm in a better state of mind, and though I am grieving for my mother still, it's not the reason I go to therapy now. I go at least every 2 weeks, and I just get whatever's on my mind out of it. Whether it's work, home, anything like that, it's just a nice thing to just spit out what's on your mind. I also have family in my career field of therapy, and they have been able to give me insight on how therapy has been beneficial for all ages, between kids that are like 3, 4, and grown adults. Hello, my name is Lucy, and today I will be sharing with you the benefits of therapy through easy access, building your emotional health, and having a support system. Please join me as I dive more in on how easy access to therapy can be helpful. Now, the first thing when I think of therapy, cost. Everything costs money. And how far would I have to drive, and do I even have the time to go to therapy? School Council organization shows that the number of 7,800 professionals work as a school counselor. But think about it for a moment. How many of those counselors are actually being used? And it's not just that students don't know that that's there, but they're also cautious as well. Most schools provide these counsel therapy sessions for free or at low cost of $15. Here at SMCC, we have free mental well-being resources and personal counseling and development services. Some jobs also provide free therapy through benefits. When I was doing my time at Starbucks, no matter how long you were there, whether it was a month, 2 years, 5 years, every year they provided 20 free sessions of therapy, no matter what it was. And then say, for me, I lost my mom. And I have family that was also going through it. I was able to share these therapy sessions with my family. And they just added and continued. And it not only helped me, but them as well. Therapy offices also have reduced fee therapy. So currently at a clinic that I go to right now, they have reduced fee therapies, and other places do as well. So there are licensed therapists, and there are people basically going to school to become a therapist. So ones that are with a licensed therapist cost $140. But for someone who's going to school, it's only $40. So think about it, that's a huge price difference. And in the end, it's someone who's listening and who's just trying to be there for you. Emotional health is important for all ages because it is continuously changing throughout our lives. Our emotions come and go depending on what's going on in our lives. Not only 36.7% of high school students report their feelings of sadness. Females, it's 46%. Hispanics are 40%. and those in the LGBT community are 63%. But what about the rest? Why is that? Emotions take time to build. And it's a matter of what action are you gonna take to express those feelings. And it can be overwhelming. Emotions carry a lot of weight, and sometimes too much. So going to therapy, it creates a lot of relief off of our shoulders. Because for students or younger children, they hold it to themselves. Because they don't know how to express their feelings sometimes. We just hold it in, and we think we'll be fine, we could just take it in on ourselves. But when someone's listening, it's just a little bit less that you have to carry on with you by yourself. Support is more than just being there for someone. It's a big part of listening. We all want to be heard when we have something to express. But not everyone has someone to express their feelings to. And sometimes it is easier to just say it to a stranger because they don't know anything about you. Versus family, sometimes they have a comment to say, or they want to express how they feel about what you're saying. A therapist is just there to listen. How do you feel about that? What does that mean to you? And it kind of makes you think, how does this feel to me? Therapy is beneficial because in that way, it's an open door. What's said in therapy doesn't leave. Unless it's something that's harmful to you, they'll reach out to an emergency contact. But it stays in closed doors. You're not alone. You have someone there. The future is where we are headed. We grow from our experiences and how they make us feel. When it feels like no one is there to listen, just know there are resources out there to help you. At school, at work, when you're in a rush and can't get to an office, you're always on the go. Therapy is easy and it could be beneficial for your emotional health, your support, and it's easy accessible.